So very exciting news, the Vital Winelands Run is coming up, and when it comes to racing, we all know how very important it is to make sure that you're well prepared so that when that day comes, you are ready. Now Andrea, our Vital expert, is here in the house to give us some expert advice on pre-race preparation and the recovery nutrition that goes along with that. Very important things when we're considering running, especially a 10-kilometer race like you're going to be running.
Well, I'm looking forward to the 10 kilometers, and I hope the viewers will enter as well. There's 2 more days to enter. So today I'm going to share some tips on something very important with nutrition, recovery nutrition.
Recovery nutrition, okay.
That's the place where nutrition will make the biggest impact on how you'll perform on race day.
But now, before that recovery nutrition comes into play, you first need to do the preparation. So what are your top tips for preparation?
Top tips for preparation is don't overdo it. So if you've been used to running 5 kilometers, don't enter for the 20 kilometers.
Okay.
So make sure that your goals are realistic.
Yes.
You have to train, and for the training you've got to run at least 3 times a week. And make sure that you stay well hydrated. So it's fine to drink a bit of water before and afterwards. You don't always have to drink during the training.
Yeah. How important is nutrition though when you look at your training?
Nutrition is the most important thing for training, especially if you're following a strict training program, to recover from one session for the next one. And the most important thing to remember there is that what you eat, you need to eat within 30 to 60 minutes after training.
Okay.
So you've got to prepare for that, to make sure that you've got in your gym bag or in your car, or if you're lucky enough to exercise close to home, that you've got something ready to eat within an hour after the training.
Yeah. And what are the kind of things that you should be looking to eat? I mean, when you look at nutrients, what kind of nutrients are you needing to help you recover from hard training sessions?
If you're training, doing endurance training, high intensity, your muscles need certain nutrients to recover. Specifically, they talk about proteins and amino acids. And you'll often hear about whey protein, because whey protein that we find in dairy products like milk, yogurt and cottage cheese helps those muscle fibers recover after training.
Yes. So you've brought like a whole assortment of fruits, and there's bananas, my favorite. Let's start off over there on your right-hand side and tell me what can we actually do with that kind of, let's say, array of fruit and yogurt, and how is it going to be helping us to recover?
So the yogurt contains the whey protein, the fruit contains a little bit of carbohydrate. I've chosen the strawberries because they're low carbohydrate.
Yes.
So if I haven't done a long run, I'll use the combination of the strawberries and yogurt. But to make it taste fantastic,
yes,
I add some of the skinny hot chocolate powder, which I mix with a little bit of yogurt just to make it a smooth paste. And then I mix this all in, and I'm telling you, this is the most delicious post-training session treat to enjoy.
Okay, and the good thing about it is that it's low carb, like you're saying. So if you're not looking to replace too much, but just those essential nutrients, that's ideal.
Exactly. Some people are not wanting to eat too many carbohydrates because they're on a low carb diet. But you still need some of these nutrients for recovery. So what you do simply is you can dip a strawberry into this yogurt. And if
right
you'd like
now
to,
even?
You can do that.
Experiment on live TV. Here we go.
So that's a real treat.
Oh my goodness. I would train every day just to eat like this.
Sometimes I do.
All right.
So for those individuals that do long distance training, you also need to add a bit more carbohydrates. And for that, I make this very simple smoothie. I think we've shown this before. But you take a little bit of muesli. So I'm not even going to measure it out. You can just sort of take an estimate. That's about half a cup of muesli.
Okay.
A little bit of milk.
Yeah.
Then some yogurt.
So this would be ideal if you were, let's say, running longer distances.
That's correct.
Okay.
So you still have the whey proteins in the yogurt and the milk for your muscle recovery, but a bit extra carbohydrates because we've got a banana here.
Oh.
So
packed with calcium and potassium and energy.
Very important, the potassium, because that's one of the electrolytes that your muscles also need for recovery after training.
Yes.
So,
in
goes that.
Cut little bits of it in there. And in fact, I've learned a trick. If you're making smoothies, you can even freeze your bananas.
Yes, there's
And that gives us a nice
cold and the texture also.
Yes.
And some melon.
All right. Is that all?
That's all.
Simple as that. And of course, if you've, just before your training session, if you've prepared all of these ingredients, it's as easy as getting home, getting them in the blender, pressing the button.
That's right.
All right.
Let's go.
And if you're like me at home, I like to kind of not to overdo it. and to just leave a bit of that, crunchy and rough texture to it.
That's right.
That comes along with the muesli.
Okay, so this is another excellent recovery meal after
yes.
training, and there's little bits of fruit
Chunks
for
of
you.
banana.
There you go.
Beautiful stuff. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. I've got to taste this South Africa and make sure that you will like it, okay? So here's to your health. Oh, yes.
I think that's one of your favorites, hey?
Oh, yes. Wow. All right. And so what about people that are perhaps lactose intolerant and can't have dairy?
Oh, important, yes, is that soy milk and soy yogurt can be used, that you can buy at specialty health shops. And you can even substitute these dairy ingredients with peanut butter as a protein source. Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, next little combination over here.
So for those that don't want to have the chocolate yogurt with strawberries or the smoothie, another option to get all these nutrients is a fruit platter with cottage cheese.
Yes.
And you won't believe how nice it is actually to eat your fruits with cottage cheese. It's a really nice food combination. So it's not something you would normally think of.
Yes. Well, I think it's fantastic ideas that you've shared here with us. But of course, most importantly, the training is also, you've got to put in the hours, right?
You can't only eat these foods, you've got to go hit the road and exercise.
Imagine if that was possible. Well, good luck with the run.
Thank you.
Looking forward to a faster time this year.
I don't know about that, but I'm definitely going to enjoy it.
Well, there you have it. Some great tips for you, pre-race, post-training, what you need to do in order to make sure that you are prepared for the big day. And in fact, when you are there, take some lovely pictures if you see Andrea somewhere along the way. Post them on our Facebook page. And speaking of which, if you have any more nutritional questions that you'd like to ask, you are welcome to ask Andrea on her Facebook page. It's Andrea Du Plessis, Vital Expert.
For every Vital supplement you purchase, R1 will be donated to the Vital Foundation to support organizations that fight women and child abuse. R1 makes a difference.